Everyone, welcome back. I just wanted to do a brief showcase on my Joe Morgan collection. Joe Morgan is one of the several Hall of Famers that passed away in 2020. And I might have done a video in the past on him, but I wanted to do a newer, up-to-date version. I do have a few additional cards that I've picked up of his. I will not have all of the cards here. I don't have his 1965 Topps here with me. It's at the bank safe deposit box, which I haven't gotten out to get that, but I did want to start here then with his 1966. Some people really prefer these. This has got the All-Star Cup on there. It says Topps 1965 All-Star Rookie. And this is a fairly sharp card, off center, left to right. Obviously, it's the O-Pee-Chee variation. Really cool pose of Joe. His rookie has him with Sonny Jackson. I've got it at a 7.5, a really nice sharp copy. Squirreled away at the bank, so I can't show it to you right now. So that was the O-Pee-Chee. Here it is in a Topps as well. Really cool looking card with him squatting there. You know, Joe, he was born in Bonham, Texas, but his family moved when he was young out to Oakland. And Joe was a really good ball player growing up, but he was short, 5'7", so he didn't. I don't think he got drafted. I think he signed with Houston. But he went to San Francisco City College for a couple years, and then he made it to the big leagues really quickly. I think in like 2 years from signing. So he was just a kind of one of those overlooked talents because of his size. It's a cool piece. This Topps rub-off. You know, he played in Houston there for the Astros for a couple years. Had a couple All-Star seasons. Really nice 67 here. A little bit of off-center left to right, but that thing has got some razor-sharp corners and edges on that. Big fan of the 67 set. It's pretty cool. Now, that was the highlight of the 60s. Here we go, maybe a low light. This Topps Joe Morgan. Not very imaginative. Very good grade on this. This card is clean. But you notice that Joe doesn't have his cap on. And you notice it says Houston, doesn't say the Astros. And I have a theory on that. Looking at this next card, this is the All-Star card from '68, the Sporting News. And now you can see where they've clearly blacked out the Astros cap. And I think primarily they may not have had the means to, or the rights to use the Astro logo or name. Then here again, 69 Topps, same image as 68. Once again, using Houston, no cap. So I think for those 2 years, they might not, Topps may not have the rights to that. That was the Topps version. Here's the O-Pee-Chee. A little different variation on the back too. I want to highlight that. You can see the O-Pee-Chee versus the Topps. Much darker reddish versus the pink from the Topps. Now we're in the 1970s. Joe had 2 All-Star years in Houston. I think 1970 was one as well. Cool photo of him there with that Astros uniform. I'm glad they got the rights again. Card kind of pops there. Probably I don't know if that's a spring training photo or what. One of my favorite cards of him in an Astros uniform, this 1971 Topps. A really great in-action shot. Swinging the lumber. It's a pretty fair grade here for 6. Some wearing on this side right here, but overall a really clean copy from 60 or 71. Really tough year. I'll show these in unison here to save time. I've got on the left the O-Pee-Chee and on the right the Topps in a near mint 7 grade. Another colorful card. That 72 Astros really pops on there with those colors. One thing with Topps coming out with their heritage every year, you get a new appreciation for these older cards and the designs. The back's fairly similar. Not a big variation between the O-Pee-Chee and Topps of that year. All right, now here's where Joe Morgan's career really takes off. This card, love it, depicts his trade to the Cincinnati Reds from Houston. It was a multiplayer deal, and Joe was primarily traded for Lee May, which is a power slugger back in the day for Cincinnati, who went over to become a power slugger for the Astros. And Joe really wasn't, I mean, he had a couple All-Star appearances under his belt, but he really wasn't the star that he became in Cincinnati. All he would do from 1972 when he went to Cincinnati, was win 2 MVPs and be an all-star for all 8 years that he was with the Reds. Here's the O-Pee-Chee from 73. The back is a little different shade on this as well. This is really clean, but you can see how rough cut that was, which is fairly common for the O-Pee-Chee cards. His 73 Topps is also known to have centering issues. This one is a little off-center top to bottom and a little bit left to right as well. You'll notice that I have quite a few of the O-Pee-Chee cards. When it comes to Joe Morgan, if I can get the Topps or O-Pee-Chee, that's fine. I don't necessarily have to have the Topps and the O-Pee-Chee both, but I just want a good, clean copy of that year's design. A really sharp 74. Joe starts hitting for power in the 70s once he comes over to Cincinnati. He didn't have much power in Houston, but that might have been primarily because he was playing in the old Astrodome, which was that's a pretty big ballpark and not as easy to hit out of the park in Cincinnati. Here's a really cool Topps stamps he shares with Gene Tennis. It's a little oddball piece. I like these oddball pieces. Might as well show this. I kind of forgot. I kind of looked over it here. The 71 oddball piece back with when he was in the Astros. His is coin and an Air Mint 8. This came in packs of 1971 Topps. A cool Kellogg's 3D Superstars. Now we're coming into his 2 best years, 1975 and 76. Joe wins the MVP in both years. You know, when I say his home run power increased, the most he ever hit was 27, which you don't typically have a shortstop hitting home runs, especially back in this era. Here's his second MVP year, 76. I like that card. It's a good portrait shot of him. 76s continue to grow on me. Here's one of my latest additions. Here's the 77. Kind of get stuck a little bit here. Pardon me for a second. There we go. So I purchased this card in an 8. The seller never sent it. I was able to get a refund. They didn't even respond to my emails. I just basically had to have eBay give me a refund. And so this past year, as card prices were exploding, I just bit the bullet and was like, I just got to get this card. So I got it in a 7. This is a really clean 7. I mean, it's sharp. Maybe a little chipping on there, but overall, man, that thing looks like an 8. And then here's another case where I was talking about where I'll buy the O-Pee-Chee versus the Topps. Another really good portrait card, like that All-Star Shield from 78. And then his last card from the 70s, his last All-Star year was 1979. Really sharp Mint 9 on that. I always worried that this card might have been trimmed because it's a little, it seems to me the width on that is just a little off. It's a little narrow. But hey, it's been PSA graded, right? They're checking that stuff. That's why you buy them graded. I would probably not buy that car raw. And then a 1980 Topps, also Mint 9. Sharp card there. His last card's in a red uniform. Then he goes back, does a little bit of a short stint with Houston again. The thing I like about Joe Morgan, he's got 21 years of cards. So you're looking from 65 to 85 and a multitude of uniforms. Yeah, he kind of traveled around a little bit at the end. Here's another 81 Fleer and a Gem Mint 10. For that 1 year, he was back with the Astros. He then goes back to his the Bay Area where he's originally from, or where he grew up primarily playing ball. This is an O-Pee-Chee variation. I won this, I want to say 6-7 months ago for 99 cents. I don't know why anyone wouldn't want this awesome card here. The In Action, Ajou, is that how you pronounce that in French? I'm a fan of the O-Pee-Chee variation. Sucker for those. I'll pick them up whenever I can. Okay, and here is 83 Topps. Sorry about that. I had to pause it real quick because I noticed I'm missing a few cards, but I'll just keep on going. I can't seem to find them. This 83 Topps traded in a Mint 9. Playing with the Phillies there. Shout out to Ray from Philly. Hey, Ray, do you remember back in the day watching Joe Morgan play for the Phillies? I unfortunately didn't get a chance to see Joe Morgan play. My memories of him are of doing baseball commentary as an announcer. And then a really no-name Capital Grading. Never even heard of this. I think I bought this on a Tom Seaver a couple years ago for 99 cents each. It's a clean card, though. I mean, it was what I paid for it raw. This is from the update set as he goes back to Oakland, back to his hometown again, near the end of his career. I have his 84 Topps traded and his 85 Topps Tiffany, and an autographed copy of him that I'd show if I had it with me, but I don't seem to have them right now. Don't know where they went. And then last, I want to show a really cool piece. This is the pinup from 1967, back when he was with Houston. I'm looking at this, and it's very sharp. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with this. It gets a VGX. I imagine the person who sent these in were hoping to get a higher grade on these. I purchased a couple in a lot from somebody. But a really cool piece from these pinups. Imagine being a kid and pulling out a pack of 1967 Topps and pinning these up on your wall. Number 25 in the set, Joe Morgan. But that's all I've got for you, everyone. Once again, I appreciate your posts, your comments. I'll talk to you again soon.